video you will learn the most simple and easy techniques to create this type of commercial using Blender, covering all the steps and tricks, how to model a can from A to Z, and how to make this beautiful water splash in an extreme and simple technique. If you enjoyed this sort of video, subscribe and like the video so that I can make more of this. The inspiration came from seeing all these wonderful soda commercials. I wanted to capture the same vibe, but also I wanted to be simple. I know I wanted to make something simple but visual appealing. Fanta appears to be distinctive and stylish. It's a bright and vibrant, which makes it ideal. So let's get started. First, go to Google and look for an image reference. I choose this Fanta as an example. Then open a Blender, select all of them, and press X, select Delete to remove them. Then go to Y-axis, press Shift-A, choose a picture reference, repeat for X-axis. Make sure to lower the opacity. Again, press Shift-A, then place your mouse on a mesh and choose cylinder. After that, try making this cylinder look like the image and scale it by hitting S to suit exactly the image reference. By going to edit mode and choose this icon because it will help you to see the both sides and select the both sides on the same time. Selecting the area you want to extrude, then press E, moving the mouse up, and press S to manage the area you want to shrink to suit exactly the image reference. When you get to the top, press E to extrude and then S to shrink it. Again, hit E, then S, then drag it down with your mouse by pressing G, then Z. Following that, simply hit E and S, but on the final one, simply press 0. Repeat for the bottom area, press Ctrl R to add the lines to make it more realistic. After that, go to Y-axis and select everything by pressing A, then scale it by hitting S, then X since I wanted to scale it in the X-axis. Right-click and select Shade Smooth, select Subdivision Surface from Add Modifier menu. Increase the level by 2, return to Edit mode, and begin identifying the shape of a can by hitting Ctrl R. Then add the lines to identify it more. Remember to press G and Y or Z or X to adjust the lines before adding it. Repeat for the bottom part. Go to UV editing. First choose the line you want to mark the seam on, which allow you to split the image. Now you understand what I mean by that. Then press U and select Mark Seam. So here at this point, I want to add more lines since I think it's needed more, only to make it ideal. Remember, if you want the picture to be more realistic, you must place more lines on the model, which actually depends on the model and the image you want. Then select the area you want to put the cover on. After that, hit U and select the cylinder projection. Then on the right, go to Material and click on New. Then assign to tell Blender that you just want this spot to show the picture. Then open shading window and press Shift A to search for an image texture and attach it to the model's base color. Click on Open and select model's cover, the image you want to put. For me, I found this Fanta label on Google. Afterward, return to UV and edit the model's vertices to fit the picture by using S to scale and G to move it around. To select the parts that have not yet been assigned a material, just press Ctrl I and then click New Material and Assign. Go to shading window and select material you wish to work with. For me, I start with above and bottom material, the metal part. To make this focus just on making it metal by playing with the roughness and metallic. We want the Fanta to seem realistic, so experiment with the roughness, metallic, and a bit with the transmission reference. Before creating a background, we need to adjust the position of the can. To do this, press G and Z, then move the mouse up and position it over X-axis. Now we begin making the background by adding a plane. Shift A, Mesh, and click on Plane. To create a wall behind it, just extrude by E on Z. To make it look a little bent, press Ctrl B and move the mouse wheel to produce as many lines as you need. Obviously, you need a shade smooth to make it smooth. To create a new material now and give it a color. I'm going with orange. Also experiment with the roughness to create the model's reflection. Go to the word on the right and make the color dark black. Add a camera. After that, pick a nice spot to settle in, then press Ctrl Alt 0. Make sure Emulate Numpad is turned on if you use a laptop. To To create a light, you have to add a point light. Make the point light power and radius are large so that the light is not sharp, but rather spread out smoothly. Plus, the light is slightly behind Fanta. To view how your render will appear, make sure your render engine set to cycle. Now, add another point light and set it behind the can, but this time bring it closer to Fanta to produce a stunning reflection of the can. This time, add an area light and make sure the shape is this. Play around with the light size, power, and position as well. Simply experiment with the setting until you are happy with the outcome. After that, add area light to various locations on the can. You can also press Shift D to duplicate the light. Don't forget to play with the light settings as well. To make the color stand out, go to Color Management and pick False Color on a View Transform. False Color can help you to spreading out the light and balancing the lighting and color. The red light shows that there is a lot of light on this area. Just keep in mind that your image should not have a red color. Try to reduce the red color as much as possible by experiment with gamma and exposure. As you can see, I also use curves. Don't be scared to return to the point or area light if necessary. Make the look medium-low contrast, which will make a significant difference. Since we have made this environment completely black, we need a massive area light to just brighten the whole scene. This will help to put the attention completely on a Fanta rather than anything else. Try adjusting and experiment with everything until you get the mood you wish for. First, switch to the timeline since we will be creating water splash and animation after that. Add a cube, then go to object, then quick effect, and finally quick liquid. After that, let it fit the can before scaling it up. So the small cube is for the water where the water will come out of, and the massive cube is for the water limit, which means that when we bake the water, it will only limit it to this area, the huge cube. Place this small cube behind the can, make sure you are in the wire mode. The resolution division is how much you want the water quality. As the number of resolution divisions increase, so does the quality of the water. Make it low for now, then before rendering, increase it to high 200 or 300. Then click Match, set the end of the frame unit to the number you want it to stop at. Turn off the gravity, set the type to all. After that, bake everything. As you can see, it's falling, but we want it to hit the can, so first click Free All and then set the gravity to 0. To have the water affected the can, simply choose Fanta, click Fluid, and then set the type to Effector. Now we want the ground to be affected by the water, not only the can. We wanted the water to move on the ground when it reaches the ground. So we repeat what we did for the can, increase the surface thickness, not only for the ground, but also for the can. So back to the small cube, we want the water to flow toward the can on the Y. So we'll go to Y and write the number 5, and the water will move on the Y area, not anywhere else. That's it. Cube and click Bake option. The water now appears to be unrealistic. The resolution division is low, so if you want more details and quality, simply raise the number and bake it again. I want the small drops of water to fly when the water hits the can rather than just water with no realistic effect. And we want the splash to be smoother, so we need to press Shift A, move the mouse down to force field, and then click on turbulence. Strengthen a little bit so you can see the drops and the effect of the splash now. I raise the resolution division a little to see how it turns out. Now before baking, I change the start frame to 20 and the final frame to 70, since I will be animating the can from frame 1 to 20 before the water appears. Select the Fanta, then go to frame 0. To create a key, press I and pick location and rotation. After that, I go to frame 19 and do what I did earlier. Then I go to frame 69 and rotate and push back the can before setting a key. After that, I apply the animation to check how it turns out and if any changes are needed. Now I'm going to start editing the camera and doing what I did before to set up a key. Make adjustment until you get the animation you want. So here I'm experimenting with the separate camera animation to see which one looks the best. As you know, I had the water splash to create a can's animation, so now unhide the cube of the water splash the water splash will appear from frame 20 to frame 70. Click back all now, so this is how it will turn out. Then I decided to raise the resolution division to 300 because I'm almost done and ready to render. Okay, I'm not quite satisfied with the camera's animation, so I tried again make a different animation for the camera. As you can see, the larger cube appears from frame 0 to frame 20 and cover the can. To hide the cube from frame 0 to frame 20, go visibility, make sure you are on frames 1 or 0 and then click on this. Hide it from viewport and render. Frame 20 show both of them. I want the camera to go zoom in and zoom out when the water hits the can. Let's change the color of the water by going to the material and selecting the color you want to be. I will use a bluish color to create the appearance of a pure water. Play with the IQR as well. Go to graphic editor now to edit the animation to make it look fancy. Choose an individual center next, then select all by pressing A, then press T to choose Bizarre and scale them. Make sure you do it for both the camera and Fanta. After that, select motion blur since we want to avoid a dolly effect and instead want it to seem natural. Before rendering the entire animation, render only one picture and then go to composition, select use nudes and shift A to look for viewer. Add a lens distraction and experiment with it. Add glare next since I wanted to make some areas sparkles. And don't forget to explore. Don't make my mistake and set mix simple at 200. Wait, it should be at least 1500 to obtain the realistic look and vibe. But since my laptop can't handle it, so I go with it.